So, with the dog snoring somewhere in the background, God bless her cotton socks. So, a great friend of mine had sent me the text from an article where the Scottish Tories suggest sending prisoners to foreign jails under common sense plans. I mean, so Tories suggest sending prisoners to foreign jails under common sense plans. Now, I was worrying about this a while ago. And of course, there was this example of Estonia in relation to Sweden. Yeah, Sweden had struck a deal with Estonia last year to rent 400. Think about this: to rent 400 cells in a prison in Tartu, southeast of the country, to accommodate up to 600 prisoners. It turned to the measure to alleviate its own prison overcrowding crisis. So the cost of a prisoner is estimated to be in euros 8,500 or about £7,420 in Estonia, excluding costs of transportation or transporting them from Sweden. Now, I was looking at things of, for example, cost of a prisoner in Scotland. Now that apparently is approximately £52,260. So you could see, for example, in that case, how attractive that would be. And I mean, I was looking at some of the comments. And make prison a deterrent and not some kind of hotel break. How about just building more prisons, or is that too obvious? I mean, I would agree with that, certainly in principle, although I would argue they should be state-run, not run, because many of them in the UK are run by third-party organisations. Yeah. Even the security aspects and so many other things. But, it goes back to big corporations like Serco, BlackRock, whatever. Ultimately, they're owned by the same people, but it's a business. As opposed to addressing the core problems, why do we have so many people in prisons? Why are people so comfortable and confident committing crime on a regular basis? Now, you could argue, successfully, many of them are institutionalized. In other words, that they seem to relate to a life in jail where at least they know people in that jail, etc., etc. And people could say, well, one of the benefits of doing this, Scott, is to rip that to shreds so you don't get, people getting comfortable going back to the same jails. I get all that. But what people are not getting, I'll repeat, is why do we have the crimes in the first place? Why are we being so... I mean, you need to look to the judges on this one in a lot of cases as well. I mean, if you've got serial repeat, prisoners in relation to theft or whatever or various other things, then, we need to have a look at another system because, well, that's not working out for us. But now especially when you look at places like London, people are being fired for intervening in the act of theft. Yeah? And in many respects, it goes towards Agenda 21, the 15-minute cities, the chip under the skin because you can trust no one, blah, blah, blah by that stage. And, getting back to people getting way too comfortable with this being a thing. Look, wouldn't we be better focusing on, for example, percentage of foreign nationals in Scottish jails, which is apparently at the moment roughly about 7.6% of the jail population? Yeah? Like, I would have argued straight away, deport. You're in our country, you do anything, by and large. You break the law, off you pop. Problem we've been told is, but where did they go? Or they come in again and again and again. Which goes back to this larger issue. Why are we allowing so many people into our countries? And they could be anybody. I mean, you hear about war, Russia, Ukraine, Middle East, blah, blah, blah. But nobody seems to be caring at all about, well, couldn't the very worst of these, could be doing anything in our countries. But they get in, lawyer straight away, housed, all the rest of it, accommodation, blah, blah, blah. And they've literally admitted to ripping up their any kind of ID, which ties in it, well, we need to roll out a digital ID, which will still come back to a chip under the skin somewhere. Oh, so it'll be just biometric. No, they want to go biblical with the whole thing. Oh, yeah, well, facial recognition, fingerprints, biometric, X, Y, and Z, but the chip under the skin. In fact, the chip's ready for years, lots of years. But here we are. And I can't sell this to most people that this is a bad idea. Think about how many native people to Scotland, for example, who are in jail for whatever reason, but some of them may be innocent. And just the aspect of having a member of the family, friend, whoever else, who can visit them on a regular basis, help keep them sane. None of that will be a thing. Still can't convince you. And for years I was talking about, and have been, about ghost cities, every now and again. And if you were to type that in, ghost cities China, because if you just type in ghost cities, it's everything but they reckon at the moment that's something like 95 million houses or properties, 80 to 90 million empty apartments. Now, many of them, it's not great build quality. There's been problems with many of them. But the point is, there's quite literally scores of these cities across China empty at the moment. Just sat there empty. So apply the same logic about, well, we're all global citizens, because this is all part of it. It's not just about moving problematic overpopulation in prison abroad. That'll be one of the first things that, oh, well, it's a great idea. Look at the money saved. They'll apply the same principle because we're all global citizens. You see, the thing is, what people don't realise is they literally told you with the uncontrolled immigration and that they're first in the queue for everything in house before any native. They were telling you right there and then, we're all global citizens, and any idea of nationalism in any way, any bonding to one country, your own country, forget all that historical thing, family, extended family, all the rest of it. We'll make sure that your jobs will have to be somewhere else. This is about shredding Western society, ultimately. Yeah. So if you're up for the prisoners going abroad because you think that's a cost-effective thing, we need to do that, yeah. Be also up for you possibly yourself, through various circumstances, get told that you need to go to China. There's lots of accommodation empty across there. Few people are getting this. But you will, if you don't wake up.